I start looking at my videos and go, what am I doing wrong? You know, my content is just as good as theirs. And for whatever reason, YouTube hates me. So I've been thinking a lot about comparisons and how we tend to compare ourselves to other YouTube creators out there, right? Whether they're brand new or if they're established creators. And I think sometimes it can kind of get to an unhealthy level or maybe a toxic level where it's affecting your own progress. And I know that was very true for me because I would go and look at all these different creators, some in my own space and some that aren't, but mostly in my own space, right? In this niche that this channel is based on, and also in like the fitness and kind of healthy lifestyle niche and stuff like that, because that's the type of thing I watch typically. And I see these guys blowing up. They've been around for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and gone from zero to hero, to like 100,000, a million subscribers in some cases. And I start looking at my videos and go, what am I doing wrong? You know, my content is just as good as theirs. And for whatever reason, YouTube hates me. The way I look at it is that if they're not serving my videos, it's probably because something is off with my video. But that's not what this video is about, really. It's about comparison trap, right? Where we kind of start looking at things negatively instead of positively. And I think we ought to compare against other creators and look at how we can learn from them instead of being, I guess, jealous of them or talk down about myself. It's not even about jealous of them as much as why aren't my videos doing good, or like you compare your own content against theirs. And I mean, I guess you can always look back and learn from other creators. Obviously that is a good thing to do, right? But when you start kind of going, well, they're succeeding and they're taking away my opportunities. I mean, I've heard stuff like that in different comments even, and like on Reddit and different places where people talk about YouTube. And that's clearly unhealthy, right? So you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We want to stay at the point where we can look at their content and go, hey, you know what? What are they doing right? What am I not doing? Or how are they creating their thumbnails? Or are they even bothering to create thumbnails? Like, so for instance, one of the popular guys that people tend to talk about in the past year is this gentleman named Sam Sulek. He's a bodybuilder, and sorry, fire truck. So this gentleman, Sam Sulek, has this bodybuilding channel, and he doesn't use any thumbnails per se. It's just like a picture of him at the gym, or like literally like screenshots of him lifting, or at the grocery store, or eating at his kitchen table. Like that's his, and there's no text or anything like that on his videos, or on his video thumbnails. And they're amazing. The content is really good. And it's not like he is amazingly intelligent with his advice, or that he's doing something super unique with his workouts or anything like that. It's completely personality driven. Now, he has a super pleasant personality, super laid back, nice guy, and he talks about what he does with passion, and I love it. Like, I'm not even a bodybuilding fan really, but I'm a fan of his, and I watch his videos, from time to time, which kind of inspired me to create these kind of videos because it's so low key the way he does it. Now, I'm not him, so I can't compare myself to him at all. because he's very good in front of the camera and very natural and pretty well spoken, right? And can speak about this topic very intelligently. So looking at his content, I wanted to at least kind of, I don't want to say steal his type of content, because I could never be creating videos like his. But I can kind of take that same vibe, and I just feel good watching his videos. So I'm trying to borrow some of that energy, I guess. And it's amazing, this gentleman, he had 0 subscribers 2 years ago, and I think he has like 3 million subscribers now. Having said that, he did have a following on TikTok, so I'm sure a bunch of them came over to YouTube to watch him, do long form videos. And by the way, his videos are like 30 minutes to an hour long, sometimes longer. So it's not like they're 10-minute videos like these, It's amazing. Anyway, my point is simply, I watched him and I wanted to take that same vibe and bring it to my own channel. Am I being successful with it? Well, I guess time will tell. But that's how I think you ought to look at competitors, or at creators rather. And there are a lot of different creators that I like, out there. For instance, like one of the, I'm a photographer, so I watch Peter McKinnon. I could never be like Peter McKinnon. He's pretty high energy. He has amazing skill sets with his camera and cinematography and things like that, that, outrivals me by far. So I can't make his aesthetic looking videos, right? But again, he has a certain vibe, and I think it's good to take those kind of lessons into your own content. What do you like? Sorry about that. I'm just making sure that I'm going to get to my studio on time. So looking at the map here, it kind of, my phone went to sleep there. So you want to use like the comparisons as a compass, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the fact that, they were able to do it. And in Sam Sulek's case, he did it from 2 years ago. And I was watching a couple of other creators that have, gone from 0 to like 50 to 100,000 subscribers in like a year. Amazing. So if I can even take some lessons from them and start implementing some of those things into my channel, hopefully that's going to grow. And a lot of times what I found is that people talk about this on Reddit sometimes, about how like, well, the market's smaller because of these creators that are all getting in there. But I don't look at it as shrinking the potential at all, because if your content is good, people will watch and YouTube will serve it. But if your content sucks, yes, of course, you're going to die within like the masses of YouTube videos that are getting uploaded every day. So you can't compare yourself in that sense, right? It doesn't shrink your opportunity. It's harder. I'm not going to say it makes it more easy, but it's possible, because if they are doing it, then we can too. And we shouldn't compare our day 0 or day 30 or day 60, in my case right now, to their year 1 or year 2, year 3, And like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not them. I can never do what they do. I can only do me, and I can try to be the best version of me and create content in that way. And all I can control are things like how often am I creating videos? How often am I pressing record, as opposed to, um, looking at analytics? I mean, obviously, if you have them, that's great. You should look at them, right? I don't have analytics. Even after, 60 days on this channel, I just don't have enough views to make any kind of judgment calls on what works and what doesn't. So that's when you can start comparing with other channels and go, okay, what is working for them? What kind of topics are they talking about, right? And then kind of like riff off of that. But don't steal their content, right? In the sense that you're talking about the exact same thing. You're listening to their videos, so using their transcripts, and then kind of just regurgitating what they're saying. That is not good. So take some of these ideas and then make your own videos about it, and create your own opinions and talk of them. Turn the camera on and talk about them like this, like I'm doing with you. I'm doing this off the cuff, obviously, but if you need an outline, then use an outline or bullet points just to keep you on track. I am terrible at keeping myself on track, so I ought to use an outline, but you get the idea. So I guess to conclude all of this, just kind of compare yourself to your yesterday and your last month, as opposed to somebody else's, last month. Because you can only do what you can do. You have different schedules than them. You have different responsibilities and, time commitments, right? So you may not be able to create the same volume of content or same fancy edits and stuff like that, which is the reason why I'm creating this kind of content, by the way, is because it allows me to be quicker with my edits. I'm not gonna lie. And it's okay to start imperfect. It doesn't have to be this perfectly produced video like maybe some of your heroes out there. Just keep building your body of work and worry about your own, timeline, essentially, for the next 30 days, 6 months, a year, instead of, looking at somebody else's and comparing yourself, going, hey, you know what? They just blew up in the last year, and I am still stuck at the 100 subscribers. That's okay. It'll happen. Just try to get 1% better every time, like they say, right? So anyway, I am about to go in to teach karate. So I will see you soon. Thank you.